Welcome back to the Road Show this morning in the Buzz. The Princeton Review has released their annual report, and according to them, some of the happiest college students in the country are right here in Rhode Island. They say that Brown University students have the least worries, and Providence Ivy League School also ranks number 18 when it comes to quality of life. Number 5 for the best radio station, and in the meantime, Providence College is also making that list. They score number 1 for hard liquor. And also number 4 for little interaction between races and classes. I thought that was interesting.
They're always drunk, apparently.
But although PC has got hard liquor locked up, they apparently don't make the top 10 list for party schools, which I guess is a good thing. The University of Georgia earned a dubious distinction of being named the #1 party school in the country, which I know those universities always cringe
ticket
at.
as we speak.
Right. Going to Georgia now. The rankings are based on a survey of more than 100,000 students at colleges all across the country. Now, the thing that I thought was interesting is that our executive producer was saying that she thought it was surprising that Brown University had the least worries. It didn't surprise me, and I'll tell you why. You know, Brown University is known for being an expensive school,
Yep.
not giving out a lot of scholarships and drawing people from across the country. If you're going there, your parents have to be very supportive of you and your education, and probably have to have a lot of money. I mean, that is an expensive school. So I would imagine that these students tend to have this idea that, you know, their parents are kind of, you know, letting them off and going, and they're exploring things, and they're finding new things, and it's exciting, and they're exploring what their future path will be, as opposed to a school where you actually have to, you know, maybe work a job while you're in school, or take on all sorts of loans.
Stressed out about, oh my God, when I get out of here.
It was only a theory, but that's what I was thinking.
Well,
Makes sense.
I do agree with that. And I also, but the fact about least worry, I mean, you're talking about an Ivy League school. I imagine the curriculum is pretty difficult there. So maybe the social aspects and the facts that they're not worried about ever, you know, having to rent an apartment in Providence or eat a meal, that's not a worry. But I imagine that the worry involved in trying to pass your classes.
Right, keep your grades up. Yeah, true.
Yeah, you know, that sort of thing. As far as the Providence College thing, I went to a small Catholic liberal arts school in New Hampshire, and I don't know if... I remember going there, and it was like the people that I was around all came from like small Catholic high schools, private, single-sex, not co-ed type of things. So, and I'm not saying this is all the people that go to PC that are like this, but I remember getting there, and I didn't go to a Catholic high school, but there were a lot of people that got there that all of a sudden felt like the chains had been removed, and it was just absolute go time. And you know, the people that you would think to be more conservative that had the Catholic school upbringing were in fact the complete opposite once they didn't have anybody following them around 24 hours a day. So maybe that's the reason why they have that theory at PC.
As a Catholic school boy, I can agree. I kind of, you know, once I get down to college down there in Florida, it was the beach and the pool and kind of, you know, doing my own thing. But these studies, you know, there's a different school every year that's named the #1 party school. I know URI's been it a few times. I mean, I think in general, if you go to college and you enjoy your college experience, it's going to be fun. So, I mean, they could really pick any number of schools, I'm sure, out of a hat.
What I think is interesting, though, is these are 2 schools in the same city. And they're decidedly different in terms of, you know, the demographic of the student who goes there, why they're going, what they're doing when they do that. Isn't that interesting to you? I mean, it's like it's a tale of 2 cities, really.
Well, yeah, and it's a tale of 2 different types of student bodies. I mean, if you go walk through the campus of Brown, it's much more diverse. You see people from all over the world. You go to Providence, it's more of your... it's more the same, I guess I should say. Not in a bad way.
But it's reflective of the state that they live in, which is Rhode Island.
Yeah, and Rhode Island, like yesterday, I mean, I'm golfing in Foster, Rhode Island yesterday. It's like Rhode Island is so small, but it's so different everywhere you go. I'm in Foster, Rhode Island yesterday. It seemed like I was in New Hampshire. You go an hour to the south, you're at the ocean. And then you go another half an hour, you're at the city. It's really amazing. So in a little area, there's just so much diversity.
I did find that out, though, really quickly, that you mentioned it. I mean, I know some kids that went to Brown, and I mean, their curriculum is so difficult. They're so stressed out. I don't know how they became the happiest.
I think it's more of a financial non-stress factor. I think you were talking about.
Well, I want to throw it over to Melissa because, Mel, you know, it's very interesting that these are 2 schools in the same city with very different outcomes when they surveyed these students.
Absolutely, and you know, I went to the University of Rhode Island, and I have to say, a lot of happy people there as well. Back in the day, I do know they were known also as a party school, so maybe they they had the combination of the two. Let's head on over to the live blog right now on foxprovidence.com and see what some of our blogger friends have to say this morning. And Smokey Wolf says, no, not at all. It's about time we've made the top of the list. At least thank heaven we aren't known for the party school. Phew. And Aaron S. says, quality of life. If I had the money to go to Brown, my quality of life would be a heck of a lot better too. LOL. And if you're just joining us this morning, I posted today's Buzz Poll question on foxprovidence.com. You'll find it right under the live blog on the right-hand side of the screen. And today we're asking, are you surprised that a Rhode Island school ranked at the top of the list? Your choices are A, yes, RI students don't seem very happy, or B, no, we are friendly and happy state. And as always, our friends on Facebook this morning are weighing in on today's Buzz. And Wesley says, not surprised at all. Just glad little old Rhode Island didn't get the University of Georgia distinction, Best Party School. And Becky DeStefano says, I happen to know many Brown students and alumni, and they are some of the nicest, kindest, and most generous people with open minds and hearts. Maybe that's why they're so happy. And don't go anywhere, because I'll be back at the end of the show with your web poll results. But